Hello everyone, Larry here, aka Simidad. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the live stream. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. I know we're only Monday. Hopefully you can hear me. Lenio and my brother. I see you're here. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, because this is all like new software, so I don't know if everything's all cool. I can hear you. Awesome. Can you hear the music, the game sound as well? Just that annoying, repetitive music. And more importantly that, can you see the game? Sweet. Alright, cool. So, it's a Monday. I don't stream on a Monday, but it's my birthday. I've got new streaming software, and Roadcraft comes tomorrow. So, all of them things means it's a Monday stream. It's gonna be short, probably like hour and a half. Wife's in college doing she's got an exam today, so she couldn't get out of college, so she's doing nighttime classes. So I'm home alone with the kids. There is every possibility there may be kid interruptions while we're streaming, but I needed to test this ahead of time for tomorrow's Roadcraft streams. So hopefully everything's all coming through loud and clear. I've switched from OBS for streaming to Streamlabs OBS for streaming, because I use now, so I've gone up to 2K video. I use different settings for streaming now to recording, and if I forget to change them over, so I just thought it'd be easier to start using Streamlabs. Yeah, that's the game music. Hang on, I'll knock it down once we get into the actual. I'll start the scenario. So I'll knock the music right down for a sec, just so I can say what we're going to do. So I've had this game in my library for a while now, got it on a sale, and then Mr. Farquhar, the legend, is in the chat. Good evening, sir. He alerted me to a Humble bundle a while back, or a few weeks back, so I picked that up, which got me loads of extra content as well. Been really into the Derail Valley, but as is always the case, I couldn't play that tonight because it's out of sync with where the uploads are. So I've done some of the training on this. We're still very early on in our learning of this game. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do a scenario. It's called Service Savior. Sorry. High priority midday service into London has suddenly found itself without a driver. You're the only driver qualified, we'll see about that, to operate the Class 350 available. To prevent travel disruption, you've been asked to leave your current service at Milton Keynes for another driver once you've arrived. Finish the high priority passenger service to London, Houston yourself. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be rolling in a Class 350/1 from or into Milton Keynes. So that is the plan. It's probably going to be, there's probably going to be mistakes made. We will see how it goes. Like I said, this is more than anything, this isn't me necessarily saying I'm going to bring this to the channel on any kind of regularity basis, but I needed something to stream to test it ready for Roadcraft tomorrow. So let's get into our Southern Line 350 class. It's 350 class/1. No, that's the door. Thank you. We're gonna get into our driver's seat. We're gonna shut the door. We're gonna get ourselves started up here. Put our master key in over here. And we are going to, what's the next step? Headlights, we're going to switch to day running, and taillights are auto, so that's fine. I'm going to put our reverser into forward, and we're going to disengage the brakes. Wrong way. So we're going to let the brake pressure come down, and then we're going to send ourselves off. So we've got a 14-mile drive. I don't know if drive is the right terminology. We've got a 14-mile journey to Bletchley, where we'll load up with some passengers. Linuen's back. Welcome along, buddy. So yeah, this is our... I'm pretty sure this is not a class 350/1. I selected a 350/1 from the options, but I'm pretty sure this is a 377/1, which is slightly different, but it's all good. I know how to control it. I will just, you'll have to mind that. Oh, we'll just bring that in. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty easy run to begin with, I think. So we've got a 100-mile/hour speed limit. Like I said, we've got a 14-mile journey over to Bletchley, platform 3. We'll pick up passengers in Bletchley, then we will, I assume, head off to Milton Keynes from there. I think, I'm not 100%, but I think this scenario takes about an hour and 10 minutes, if I've read the timings right. Like I said, I'm pretty new to the game. I am enjoying it so far, but the times that I've been playing it up to now, I've just been doing like the tutorial missions. And I had to quickly do the tutorial today for this locomotive. It's actually a EMU, it's electrical multiple unit. So I had to do that quickly today because this was different to the one that I've been using in the training. So we are sort of up to speed now, so we can turn the power handle off and just coast. But yeah, this is us. This is going to be us now into Bletchley, off to Bletchley. Nice, taking the tea rooms and the code breaker. Have you been to Bletchley, mate? I've never been. Have a little look around the cab while we're here. Assume this is for a station guard. For a door here to nowhere. There's no public access down there. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on our so I think just down the top right corner there got our speed zones, etc. So we are going to be yeah, many moons ago as a young lad with the family. Nice. So we're okay speed-wise at the moment. Old man used to drag us all to the historical sites. Nice. When I was a lad, my my mother, she would take us down to a lot of National Trust properties. Jen, right? Happy birthday, Mr. Simidad. I appreciate that, Jen. Just on a bit of training tonight, ready for roadcraft tomorrow. I just thought because I swapped over to Streamlabs OBS, I thought I needed to test it before tomorrow, because pretty pumped for the launch of roadcraft. Fully expecting some launch bugs with roadcraft, and I don't want to be adding into that Streamlabs bugs or glitches. It took me an inordinate amount of time to figure out how to get Streamlabs to actually capture my game software. For some reason it wouldn't capture the game directly, so I had to just capture the screen. I don't know if it's the game itself or Streamlabs or something, I don't know, but that's that. I got it in the end. Oh, happy birthday, thank you, Lynn. Appreciate that, my friend. Gotta love a family stop around a big posh house and gardens. Yeah, love it, mate. Gotta love it. Gotta love a big old tour of how they used to live in big, fancy, ornate mansions with servant quarters and the whole bang. So, Rusty, my friend. Evening, folks. Happy birthday, Simu. Currently cooking dinner. So I'll be listening but not able to see chat or reply. No, that's cool, man. What are you... well, you won't be able to reply. If you do get a chance to reply after you finish cooking, let us know what you're cooking, my man. I prefer streaming with slobs. Yeah, I've never streamed with it, so... It's... we'll see how it goes. It's different in a lot of ways. Like, the UI is a bit different to OBS, what I'm used to. The problem is, because I've set everything in OBS to record in capture and output into 2K, but I didn't really want to do that for streaming because of the load on the bandwidth and everything. So I put it as capture in 2K, output in 1080p, but then I'd have to remember to change it back between recording and streaming, which admittedly there's not been a whole lot of streaming going on anyway, but trying to remember to do it would have been a nightmare. Bit of horn action. So I thought, well, do you know what, I'll just, if I set Streamlabs up for streaming, then I haven't got to worry about it. Then I use OBS for recording, I'll use Streamlabs for streaming, and happy days. So I think that's why I really like Downton Abbey. Do you know what? My mother is an absolute mega Downton Abbey fan. She absolutely loves it. Get some horn. She always tries to get me to watch it. It's not really my cup of tea. So I told her, if you watch Peaky Blinders, which I love, I'll watch Downton Abbey, and she politely declined. Record OBS and stream slobs, plus the touch portal app was easier to set up with slobs. Nice. Jen never watched it. Neither have I. It's not my cup of tea at all. So just cruising along nicely. We're 4.7 miles out from Bletchley. I think the closest thing to a period drama that I've watched, and I don't really think it counts, is Peaky Blinders, set in the 1920s, and 1886 and 1923, set in the 1800s and the early 1900s. I'm not really sure that counts as a period drama, though. So basically how this works, I think, again, this is the first time, this is my first quote-unquote scenario where they put you in a sort of pre-arranged situation. You get points, the points in the top number there, the 1470, that's AP points, and you get points for doing things right, and I assume you get less points or points taken off for doing things wrong. So there's essentially like a grading scale, like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, I think, and the more AP you get, the higher your score is. So pump up a little bit of throttle. If you like a period piece, you'll like Downton, but the stories are really good. Plenty of deceit and treacherous wives. I like period dramas, so I might give it a go. Yeah, is it on like Netflix and stuff, or is it? Because it was BBC, wasn't it, that did it, or was it ITV? TS 2020 was the last I played. Yeah, TSW 5 is the first I've played. Like I said, I got it because I got Derail Valley and was really enjoying that, and this happened to be on a pretty decent sale. I think I paid like 12 quid or something for. I think it was about 12 quid. I want to say for this, and I think it was like the UK pack, and there was a few things, and then obviously you said about the local the humble bundle the other day, so I picked that up, the full humble bundle, which gave some extra locos and routes. But as Rusty said, I think to get everything as it stands that's released for it, I think you'd have to spend about $2.5 to get all of the routes and locomotives and stuff, and about 500 gigs of hard drive space. I think what's quite good as well is I think generally they give you the next game for free. So like when they oh, let's start losing some speed because we're coming into Bletchley now. I was too busy rabbiting on. So we are 400 yards out of Bletchley. We need to scrub a load of speed off. Come on. Right, so we're going to be loading some passengers here. Roll in. And we'll stop. That'll do there. Right, now we need to remember how to open the doors. I think it was over here, wasn't it? Right. Release door left. There we go. Beautiful stuff. So, done that nicely. So in the top corner here, this is our passenger load indicator. This is indicating how close to being full we are, or how close to the amount of passengers, I think. Dovetail is not like that, although I think some of the old stuff is compatible with the new game. Yeah, I think basically from what I was reading earlier, because I'd seen a deal on some of the TSW4 and 3 packs that was kicking around on some of the CD key sites. From what I gather, they make a okay, that's fine. So I think that's closing the doors. Beautiful. Yeah, I think they make sort of a what am I trying to say? They make like a TSW5 version of TSW4 stuff, and if you own the TSW4 stuff, then you get the TSW5 version. I think you've just got to download it. But and also when they do TSW6, I think they generally it's like a yearly release. They'll bring it out in September. I think you've got a window quite early on to get TSW6 for free if you own one of the previous versions. Alright, so we are all passengered up. We're heading out to Milton Keynes Central, Platform 3 in approximately 3 miles. No stops in between. Fantastic. we could get on the outside and look at our watch our locomotive coast through the countryside. I mean, what I'm looking forward to is getting into some of the sort of freight locomotives they've got, because that's what Derail Valley is. Because Derail Valley doesn't currently have any passenger jobs, although that's on the roadmap. I don't think it's going to be this year. So, get back in the cab. It's very much quieter than Derail Valley, because obviously Derail Valley is diesel locomotives, and you've just got that engine just humming along. Just Lynn's good with the engine sounds, but these are fully electric, so there's no real engine noise. You can sort of hear them just gliding along. I only ever did UK lines, pick them up on sale too. Yeah, do you know, because there's got like the closest line they've got that is real to me where I live is the Cardiff City lines, and I thought about picking those up, but full price is $29.99 for the Cardiff pack. And I was like, I'm not paying that, because that's like the price of a full game. Right, I think we've got problem coming up here, because there's a red marker on my, or is that just where we're stopping? Don't know if we should have stopped at that light. Guess we'll find out in a minute. We smash into another train. So yeah, my plan is I'm going to keep playing through the tutorials and just try and get some time in when I can. Let's go. Okay, so we're pulling into Milton Keynes Central Platform 3. Platform 9 3/4. A Harry Potter reference to you there. That's nothing to do with Milton Keynes. I went to Milton Keynes once. I went to what did I do? Ice skating, I think. Right. Okay, door release left. Okay, so that's fine. We've got a red signal there, so I think we've got to hang fire until that says we can go. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever pay full price for a pack. I'd just wait for the sales. The sales seem to be somewhat regularly so far, so. Potter! I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they've done a Harry Potter pack, because they've done a Thomas the Tank Engine pack. So I assume we'll just wait now until they're ready. Right, lock the doors. Beautiful. Stuff. So get into drive. Oh, we've got a red signal here. Set reverser to off. So I think that we need to stop. Set the reverser to off. Oh, right, sorry. Oh, is this... Are we done? I think we're done. Sorry guys, get out of my way. I am a train driver. Thank you.
If you see anything suspicious,
I'll wait for the class 350 service to arrive. Right, we're doing a little swap over. Okie dokie. This is us here then. Right, that explains it. The Hogwarts Express, if they've Thomas and Friends, there's no knowing what they'll add to a simulator for the cash runnings here. That is true. But yeah, I think this is our 350/1 class. Okay, it's here. I'm waiting. Do I need to get in it or? If we need to get in it or?
mine's the gap between the train
Oh man, I'm getting confused.
and the gap.
Right, there we go. Now we can get in it. The door shut. Right, let's get the master key in. We set the reverser to forward. Unlock the passenger doors, which I think is... Right, that's loading. The visuals on this are pretty stunning, can't lie. Yeah, they're pretty good, man. They are pretty good. Obviously, the better I get at it, or the more I play it, and everything like that, I'll get. There's tutorials in the training section of how to use the like different camera modes that it's got, so you can do like external view. You can sort of move around. It's being pedantic, waiting for you to get out just to tell you to get on, yeah. Basically. Right, now it wants us to lock the doors, so close the doors. I think that's doing it. Great. Jen, I'm going to head off. Got a headache that I've had all day. Take care, everyone. Take care, Jen. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope your headache clears shortly. Right, let's get going. Let's go. With 44 miles to go to London Euston. Such a British thing, standing in line simulator. Yeah, man. We love standing in a line, my bro. Was that the latest derail earlier? As you were sweeping past the hills. With the lake on the other side, it looked really nice too. Yeah, Derail Valley's got some really nice visuals as well. That game is, I mean, it's been... I'm not knocking the game because I really, really enjoy it. Way more than I expected to. But it has been in like development, early access for like 6 years. So you'd expect it to be sort of pretty nice by now. But let's get up to speed. I think by the time they're actually quote unquote done with it and ready to release it as a proper like release, I think it'll be an amazing game. I think there's another, they're working on like a big update, I think, for that, which is coming hopefully by the end of this year, they're hoping. Which they say is going to add some extra, two extra locomotives and 2 extra delivery points. As well as some more stuff like scenery wise, more like villages you can drive past. It's our specialty, Lynn. Yeah, it is our specialty. Don't mess with the line, bro. Don't mess with the line. Maybe it'll be the train version of Star Citizen. Without the insane monetization and microtransactions. Yeah, I think from my knowledge of their roadmap, currently the only planned sort of paid thing is, I think they're working on a second map, sort of an American based map with additional locomotives, which will be a paid DLC. As far as I know, there's nothing on the roadmap that indicates there's any intention for them to add microtransactions or anything like that. Because, I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of that, to be honest. Some outside shots. Like, I don't like with microtransactions. I don't mind the occasional microtransaction with a game as long as it's not excessive. But the problem with it is generally if a game adds microtransactions, they are excessive and they're there just to cash in. That's basically it. You know, like Fortnite, the amount of shit that you can buy. Fortnite, the amount of V-Bucks and crap that I've had to buy my sons for Fortnite, and then they want more because there's a new skin in the shop which is like 2,500 V-Bucks, and that's worth like 2,500 V-Bucks is about £20 real money for a skin that's literally got no actual real world value. The base map is quite sizable and with a lot of stations on. Yes, I think, now I can't quite remember off the top of my head exactly, but I think the base map is allegedly, I want to say 256 square kilometers, allegedly. But I could have just pulled that from the top of my head, because my memory is certainly not great. to slow down there because we've got a red light coming up. Now we're all good. I'm always hoping that Fortnite bubble bursts before our lads get to that age. Yeah. I mean, put it this way, Fortnite is the sole reason that Epic can afford to give away games every week on the game store. Because of the just sheer amount of money that they're making out of it. And I mean, that explains, and it's also why they went so hard after Apple when Apple pulled the plug on them from their app store, because it was worth like crazy amounts of money to them. I honestly dread to think like how much money per year they make out of Fortnite and the economy and the battle pass and everything. Because what they've done now as well, if you ever follow Fortnite you'll know, but you can buy the battle pass, which is, they do like it's like a season pass, and they'll do, I think it's I want to say like 2 months generally, there or thereabouts, is how long the season is when you buy the battle pass. And then they started doing that, and then in the battle pass you'd get like 4 or 3 other passes which got you like Lego Fortnite and the new like festivals they call it, I think. And if you bought the battle pass you'd get access to all of that stuff. And then like 2 battle passes ago my son came down to me, it was the new battle pass season, and he was well excited because he'd saved up. It's basically you get rewards for the battle pass when you level up, and the way it's structured is if you buy a battle pass and you're careful, then you can earn enough V-Bucks from the battle pass to buy the next battle pass. So in essence, if you're careful and you trust your kid, then they could essentially earn enough V-Bucks through the battle pass leveling up process, because once you get to like level 10 they'll give you 100 V-Bucks and so on, and there's enough in there that you can earn enough to pay for the next battle pass. So it was a new battle pass season. My son was well excited. He'd really tried hard to save his V-Bucks. He had like, I think it's 1,000 V-Bucks, and he came down fuming mad. He was just devastated. I said, what's the matter? He's like, they've put new passes in. And I said, what do you mean they've put new passes in? And basically what they've done now is, it used to be you'd buy the battle pass, you get access to all of the 3 extra parts of it, but now what they've done is they've broken it off, so there's 4 battle passes every time. So it's like, it's devious, man. When the biggest target audience for Fortnite is kids, and it's devious. The boy already asked if when he's 6 can he play it. Same with GTA 5, the money they make on those shark cards is why they didn't make GTA 6. We just got the same game on 3 generations of consoles. Only ever played 3 games, 1, 2, quite well I said. Yeah, the first ever game I played of Fortnite when my oldest son was younger. I think probably when he was like 6 or 7, maybe 8. And he played it, and the first ever game that I played, I got the Victory Royale, I think they call it, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. But it's not for me. But yeah, it's just devious the way they do it, because that game is geared towards kids. You know, GTA 5 is obviously, it's an 18, it's geared towards adults. So if they play, you know, if an adult wants to play it and they want to spend their hard-earned on buying the shark cards, that's up to them. But you know, I don't think you should be going heavy on the microtransactions for a kids game. But that is just my 2 penneth worth. It doesn't really affect me because I don't play those types of games, you know. I suppose the closest one that's a bit of a cash grab, really, and I'm not really like completely playing it because I'm playing other stuff at the minute, but is this game. Is TSW5, because there's so many packs and so many locomotives and routes and everything you can buy, and it really quickly adds up. But I'm quite happy with the amount I'll play it. You know, if there's a good deal, like if there's a humble bundle that comes around with ones that I haven't got or whatever, or they do a mega Steam sale, then I'm quite open to buy in the cheaper end of the packs. But the amount that I've got already through the humble bundle, let's get some speed up because we can afford the speed. I'm quite happy as it is, and you know, other than that, I play my play tracking, just buy the DLCs when they come out. But I feel like though in that case, the DLCs are generally worth it because you get so much extra road, and you're not, you know, you could just play that, and then obviously SnowRunner. I went a bit ham on SnowRunner when I got into it off the back of the demo for Roadcraft, and bought the first 3 years of season passes. So I've just got year 4 to buy. We're up a 3% gradient, which is why we're slowing down. Let's give these guys some horn. Where is the horn button? I do not know in this logo where the horn is. Oh, there it is. Apparently we got a reward for that. Nice. The original co-op tower defense looked good, but they scrapped that and just went off. I just went all in on Battle Royale, yeah. Thing is, on the one hand, I despise it because it's like, it's so, you know, as I said, it's a kids game, it's geared towards kids, and they're essentially mugging kids off. But also, if I put my business head on, back when I was studying business studies, and I think, actually, would you give that up if you were a business and you were making money hand over fist like that? Would you really give that up? Definitely not. Dovetail's fishing games are the same, very basic minimum base game, then a shed load of DLC lakes and equipment at the same price. That's half a new game each time, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't fact check Rusty because I trust what he says, but he worked it all out the other day when we were talking about it, when you dropped the link in for the humble bundle, and he said it was about $2.5 grand to buy the full kit and caboodle for the game if you wanted every single locomotive and every single route that they've got. Yeah, we are struggling up this hill a little bit. I actually don't know if we put our lights on, you know. Wipers off, windscreen heater off, that's fine. Reverser forward, that's fine. Where's the light button in this? I think lights is H. Daylight, there we are. Are we up here? Yeah, if you stick it all in your Steam basket, it's well over 2k, yeah. Yeah, trust me, I ain't spending no 2k on a game. I ain't spending anywhere near 2k on DLCs for a game. It was bad enough when Lynn told me how much he spent on World of Tanks. And I was like, nah man, I'm not down for that. I think like probably my whole entire Steam library, and it's not even that big to be honest, so it's hardly surprising. I don't even think my whole Steam library is worth more than about £300, £400 based on what I paid. I don't know why we seem to be slowing down so much, to be honest. I assume it's just because we're going up a gradient. Yeah, it was an obscene amount of money, Lynn. I'd hate to think what my library is worth or cost. Yeah, the thing with my library is I mean, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I buy a very big proportion of my games are from CD, like CD keys or key websites. So there's not many games that I paid full price for on my library. I think the only two actually from my recollection is Derail Valley and Roadcraft, but I didn't pay full price for Roadcraft because it was on I got like, I'd already bought SnowRunner, so I got like the loyalty bundle discount thing. I'd estimate with buying premium account every month probably spent over $5 grand. It's crazy money, man. It's crazy money. And where's that money now? What have you got to show for that money? I mean, I'm not your dad, I don't care. It's, you know, it's your money, spend it how you like, but it's just an obscene amount of money. Yeah, I don't know what happened then. It's just as if the locomotive just stopped putting out any power. So knocked the engine off, knocked it back on, and it seems like it's doing its thing now, so we're back up to 80 odd kilometers an hour. Probably something I've done wrong. World of Trucks can hook you. I had a good 6 months playing that with the boy too. Try and remember to go check CD keys. Yeah, I check it all the time. I'm always on CD keys. If you're into Lego games, or your kids are into Lego games, to be fair, actually they're mostly PC games, but all the Lego games on there are like dirt cheap on CD keys. Like £1, £1.20, £1.50, something like that. So yeah, if you're into your Lego games, or maybe games, you know, might be good games for your Mr. Farquhar Adventures channel, but all the Lego games on CD keys are well cheap. If you're into Batman as well, the Batman Arkham collection on there for like £3. Got that for my son for his birthday. My oldest son is 15. I've most on console and a few on PC for when the boy gets a bit bigger. Lots of gold tanks to play if I get sucked into it again. Yeah. Alright, we're 27 miles out from Euston, London Euston, platform 3. I think from my memory, I think we've already hit the silver AP rating with some miles to go, so hopefully we'll get up to platinum. I think the platinum though was pretty high. It's about 13,000 or so. I got the other day Lego 2K Drive, like a premium edition for, I think it was like £1.19. Gold tank's great for camo in that desert sun. Yeah, you can't beat a gold tank. Alright, oi. Yeah. Let's get on a coaster mode. Gold tanks as in special. Got a bit fast through there, boys. So we're gonna lose some points there. We're driving significantly over the speed limit. Naughty. It's too busy reading chat. I think the thing with the train games is they're just quite chill in a lot of ways. Like, you haven't got to worry about car drivers just pulling out on you as you do in like Truck Sim. There was actually only one tank that was ever in game in the colour gold, and it was a Chinese tank. Well, the good news for you, Lynn, is that tank is probably now 135% more expensive than when you bought it. So, you know, you've saved yourself some money there. Back, the Hoarder eating. Rusty, my friend, welcome in, my friend. What was on the menu tonight, sir? I was playing when they had a load of Chinese tax stuff going for an event. So you haven't missed much, Rusty. We drove our 377 class into Milton Keynes, and then we got off the platform. The game was being a bit pedantic. We got on the 350 class. Now heading into London Euston, platform 3, and 21 miles out. Chicken ramen, miso soup, and I made so prawn butterflies to go with it. Nice. You're quite the dab hand in the kitchen, Rusty, I get the impression. Did you have you trained, or have you just picked up the skills throughout your life? My current obsession is I've gone back to baking bread. So that was what I spent. My mother rang me earlier. Gotta go lurk mode, need to get out of the tub. So my beauty. Well, Mr. F, I appreciate you, brother. Everyone go check out Mr. F. You all do anyway, but if anyone's watching or lurking that doesn't, check out Mr. F. Puts out a load of simulation content. Awesome, good guy. Loves to watch live stream or a video while he's in the tub. I think, like most parents, that's probably his only peace and quiet time. I like cooking, but I hate following recipes or standard stuff like roast dinners. I leave that to Joe. Nice. But yeah, right. My mother rang me earlier just to say happy birthday, and she said, "Oh, have you done anything exciting today?" And as she rang me, we just got back from Aldi. We do our week, because I don't work on Monday anymore, and my wife's off on a Monday, so we do our, like, we call it life admin, but it's basically just go food shopping. We write our meals out for the week and go and get the bits we need and stuff. So she rang me and she's like, "Oh, you done anything exciting?" I said no. I said the most exciting thing that happened to me today is I baked my first sourdough loaf, and it came out pretty good. And then we went to Aldi food shopping. So that's the kind of rock and roll lifestyle that I'm living. But yeah, that's my current obsession, is baking bread. Which I used to do a little bit back when I was younger and I could be asked, and then just stopped, and now I'm back. I'm glad I finished eating. That last info from Mr. F would have ruined my appetite. Yeah. You are currently in the tub, Mr. F. Pits and bits, sir. Yep, can't forget the pits and bits. See if we can get a wiggle on here. Let's get some more speed up. But I would say it's been, so far, a reasonably uneventful journey. That's him. You sound like an old person. I'm going to bake me some bread and go to the store to buy some groceries. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That's the life that I'm living these days. Most exciting part of his day is scoring top of the sourdough. Well, that was actually a frustrating part of my day because the top of the loaf wasn't very well crusted, so I I got a bit stuck with the scoring because I didn't have the right type of basket to prove in. But I did get, because I started this loaf yesterday, but I did get, they're called Bannerton baskets. I did get Bannerton baskets for my birthday this morning. So next time I make it, I'll have the right bits of equipment. Thing is, guys, right? Everyone assumes that, you know, because I'm in my 30s, you know, live a rock and roll lifestyle, must be out living the dream. I'm not. I mean, I'm living the dream. I'm enjoying my life, but I just do stuff with the kids, do stuff with the wife. I play my games. I do my flowers in the garden. I've started baking bread and just do grocery shopping, and that's my life, and that's the way I like it. My maternal grandfather trained as a chef when he returned from World War II, and he taught me to cook as a kid. He spent a lot of time in North Africa and Italy during the war, and picked up a like for that style of cooking. Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, and I've only got any experience of it from watching like documentaries on TV and stuff, and documentaries on YouTube. Like, watch quite a lot of, or in the past I've watched quite a lot of like old school cooking documentaries on YouTube. I think if I was going to train in like a type of cuisine, it would be Italian. I think I'd go and live in Italy for a bit, like with all the nonnas, and I'd just cook Italian food, pasta, that kind of stuff. Got to have at least 3 different sizes of Bannerton baskets if you're going to do bread bud. Can't beat them for proving. Nope, that's it. It was actually like a kit that she got me for my birthday. There's two Bannerton baskets in there. One's a loaf, one's a like sort of round shape. Can't think off the top of my head what a round loaf is called, but one's like a sort of regular loaf shape, like long rectangular, and one's round. So I'll pick up a third, and then there was like the mixing whisk, the scoring blade, the covers, and all kinds of other bits and pieces, scrapes and stuff. So that was cool, and she got me a bread recipe book as well, which is, I don't necessarily gonna follow the recipes because I've got a pretty good focaccia recipe down. I just need to play with different types of flours, because I think in Italy when they make focaccia, I think they use 00 flour, whereas I've been using just regular bread flour. It's been coming out alright, but you know, I'm always looking to improve. Make the sourdough in a cast iron Dutch oven. Got that, my friend. Got a 6.7 litre Dutch oven. It's not as big as Rusty's. Rusty's has got a 25 litre. Got a reward there. Driven 35 miles. 13 miles out of London. Med style food is my go-to. I hardly ever have a meal without some sourdough and a dish of extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and pepper to dip it in. Nice. Yeah, we were quite pleased. We've spent this whole sourdough thing has been a bit of a process, because we've had several sourdough starters that haven't really done anything. Where we've tried to start them and we haven't really done anything, and we finally got success last week with getting one to take off and actually become an active starter. And the loaves came out pretty good, if I do say so myself. So it's I was quite pleased, to say the least. Let's put a bit of power down. Yeah, but I need it. My mob are like a plague when it comes to food consumption. Anything less than 25 litres wouldn't cut the mustard here. Does the 25 litre one must be pretty huge, because does it fit in your oven, or do you cook it on like an open flame? So I say mine's this, the one we got is like a 6.7 litre, I want to say. It's like an oval shaped one with the lid, obviously. And that just about, well, it fits in our oven okay. It's quite tall, so we have to put the trays on the bottom bottom slider. I did joke the other day that if I got really into it, I'd get I'd find a commercial bread oven on the marketplace and put it in the garage. I can't say our landlord would be particularly happy about that, but he lights an actual tree on fire and places it inside of it. I mean, that is entirely plausible. We have an Arga as well as a conventional oven, so I get that up and running when I use the Dutch oven. I have plenty of wood, as we have a log burner in the living room, so it's easy enough. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna save all that. Like, I mean, we're rented anyway, so you know we can't be doing stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure our landlord would love us to make the improvements, but it'd be at our cost and for his benefit, so we choose not to. We keep the house tidy, we keep it clean, we keep it undamaged, we do our bit to report any problems in as and when needed, etc., but we don't make any improvements because it comes out of our pocket for his benefit at the end of the day. But that is our plan when we eventually are in a position to buy a house, is get like a wood burner and a nice big sort of range Arga type cooker. Because my mother, she's got a big double oven Range Master which she's had for years, and that was always a blast cooking on when I was a kid. By the way, don't forget to get your tickets to Truckfest in July in the West Midlands. Yeah, you going, Lynn, or you getting your ticket? I mean, admittedly, your ticket's going to be slightly more expensive than ours because you'd have to get a plane ticket as well. Yeah, it was like we had a load of work done on our house like probably 18 months ago, and it was basically all like EPC work where they took off or they boarded up the walls with like insulated boards on the outside walls, but on the inside. So any external walls got boarded, and then they got replastered, and they the company that did it left it as bare plaster, and then we messaged the agency, because luckily it's through an agency, not direct with the landlord, and we said, oh look, they've left the walls unpainted, and the walls are, as Rusty, I'm sure you are aware, the landlords love magnolia or white, so all the walls are either white or magnolia in the house. And so we messaged a company who said, look, they've done the EPC work. They've put the boards on, they've left it as bare plaster. What's the plan with getting them repainted? So they came back, said, "Oh, we'll check with the landlord." And I was like, "Right, okay." So a day later, they rang me back. They said, "Right, the landlord is happy for you to just paint them, whatever, you know, however you want." And I said, "No, thanks. That's not for me to do. I'm not going out. I'm not spending my bloody weekends." Because when I say it was all the external walls, it was literally the 2 rooms in the house they didn't do was the bathroom and the kitchen. So it was 2 walls in my office, 2 walls in the lounge / diner, and then every all the bedrooms. And I was like, I'm not spending my bloody evenings painting this. You could forget it. It's not my responsibility. Too right, maintain, not improve. The Argo was here when we bought the house. It's not something we installed. So if I have my way, I'll have one in any house we move to when we eventually move. I would love to be able to come over there. Nowhere near you though, too Welsh. Sheep, not your thing, then. Not really, no. Hey, it's nothing wrong with Wales. It's a beautiful country if you go to the right places. Alrighty, 4.5 miles out from London. You know, I don't mind. The thing is, I don't think we're bad tenants. I don't mind giving the walls a lick of paint if the kids have done something to them, like draw. You know, there was a patch in the girls' bedroom where they decided for some ungodly reason to draw on the walls, and we painted over it. We wiped it down. We painted over it because obviously, rightly so, that was our damage. I take it they came back and painted then. Yeah, too bloody right they did, mate. I went back to them. I said, absolutely not. I said, I'm not paying for paint because they'd have to buy a large quantity of paint, and I'm not spending God knows how many evenings of my time and weekends of my time painting and repainting and doing multiple coats, and you've got to do the wash coat as well. And I thought, nah. So they ended up getting these painters and decorators to come back and do it, or to come in and do it, and they were a bit shit, to be honest. Even then, they only paid for the basic bare minimum, which was to cover those walls. So we now have in every room the walls that were done and insulated. They are a very slightly different shade of magnolia to what was on the other walls. So we've got 2 shades of paint on our walls, which is quite funny. And I take great pleasure in pointing that out to the people every year when they come and do the inspection and they query it. I come and take great pleasure and say, "Do you remember that bodgy company that you got to come and paint the walls? It was them." "Oh, right, okay, yeah, no problem." So, yeah. Like I said, I don't mind doing the bits to cover the bits that we've, you know, if I ding the wall with moving furniture around, then absolutely I'm going to fill it in, paint it and all that stuff. That's on me because we damaged it. But it was something he had to get done, and he was trying to get us to do it, and it's like, nah, I'm not down for that, guys. Oh, that was close. Slight change of conversation. Squirrel's playing Roadcraft on his channel. The Git has it already. Jesus, man. Do you think it... Interesting. Do we think... The question, I suppose, is... Sorry, got all distracted then because there was a sudden change of speed limit. So, do we think he's got it early because he's a big channel, he's got like 800 something thousand subs? Or do we think he's got a disc copy that got delivered early? Or is that even a thing anymore where... I mean, I don't even know what's even doable anymore. Console maybe, aren't they releasing it on those today? Yes, they are releasing it today, and I thought it was midnight tonight, or well, 11 PM tonight. But obviously if it's on disc, unless they've put some kind of embargo on activation, then I'm assuming if he got the disc delivered today, he could just play it today as long as he's got a capture card. I haven't even looked actually. Now we're talking about the old RC. Have you looked on Steam to see if the preload was actually a thing or not? Right, so we are coming into Euston Station now. Damn it, no preload. Search on Twitch, there are a number of streamers on it now, and there's no preload. That's interesting. I wonder how they've got it then. Are they big streamers, or are they just... That's interesting. I am going to probably hold off watching it though. Just for tomorrow. I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm not driving significantly over the speed limit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving at London Euston, platform 3. Departure from the carriages will be on your left. Seems to range from 150 up to 3K viewers, all different languages. I'm not watching it. Squirrel's notification popped up on my screen, hence I did a search. That's interesting. I wonder how that. I do wonder. Not that I'm, I'm not even in the conversation. If they've got it as because they're streamers or content creators, I'm not even in that conversation because I'm not. I'm real small time. But I do wonder how they've got it. If it's just luck of the draw and they've got console copies. Right, let's release the doors. We are disembarking the passengers, I believe. But yeah, I'm gonna be at my PC tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the dot, refreshing Steam, waiting for that to drop. And I'm hoping that the their streams are titled as Roadcraft Early Access. They must have got a deal through, got offered a deal through Focus then. But yeah, I'm going to be at my computer ready to install it as soon as it go live, and just hope the server load isn't very lot. Isn't a lot. Alrighty, nearly done. Passengers are loading off. Lock the doors. Close the doors. I think we'll have to set the reverser to off and then take the master key out. Set the throttle to max brake. Set the reversal to off. Take the master key out. Thank you for completing this run. Let's see how you performed. I don't think I got the best score. I think I did enough for gold, hopefully. Do I need to get off the train or... Oh, nice. Okay, so let's have a see. Score breakdown. We lost we lost 227 points for speeding. Nothing else. So we lost we got time taken an hour and 11 minutes 42 seconds, 67.54 miles delivered, driven, and walked 300 yards. Stop 1, Bletchley platform 3, stop yard accuracy was 21.6 yards. Milton Keynes Central platform 3 was 25.2 yards away from accuracy, and then London Euston platform 3 10.1 yards away from 100% accurate. So we got the gold rating, which is not bad really for our first run. It would have been nice if we could have got the platinum, but like I said, I think the platinum was 13,000 points, I think. So even if we hadn't have been speeding, we still wouldn't have got it. So I'm pretty happy with that really for our first run. So that is not bad at all. But yeah, beautiful stuff. Right, what do I do now? Continue. Nice. There we are. So that's going to do us. That was just a little stream on Train Sim World 5. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a new game to the channel. Like I said at the start, I'm not saying this is going to be a regular stream or anything, but I needed something to stream, and I've been playing this the last few days doing the training and stuff, so it was something to look at and to test the software more than anything, ready for Roadcraft tomorrow. So that's going to do us. We'll be back here tomorrow streaming, hopefully all being well with Roadcraft downloading and installing on time. Time-wise, I'm going to shoot for about 7:30, 8 o'clock, roughly, give or take by the time the kids are in bed and stuff, but I'll put a thing out. It will probably be quite a last-minute thing. I might put a placeholder out now or like later, just with the Roadcraft sort of splash screen, and just so people know in advance that I am going to be going live, and then I'll just confirm the time later on in the day once the install is done, and that's going to be completely fresh. I'm not going to have any time to look at it beforehand. I'll just load it up and make sure it actually loads into the game, and that'll be as much as I'm able to do prior to the stream. So if you are around and want to watch me play Roadcraft for the first time, that'll be tomorrow evening. Otherwise, if you are a Roadcraft fan and you don't want me to ruin your first experience, then feel free to watch the live streams after they're done and you're sort of ahead of where I am. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you all, everyone that's been here. Lynn, Mr. Farquhar, Rusty, Jen, you guys are awesome, always here. Appreciate you more than I can express. Thanks for all the birthday wishes as well. You guys are awesome, and yeah, we'll catch you